Hello, consumers. You have the right to be heard. Absolutely. So join us on the conversation, share your brand experience, where you tell us all your experiences about brand on the outer world via our YouTube channel every Wednesday from the hour of 4:20 to 5:20. You can watch us via our YouTube channel, ConsumerHallaTV, and subscription is free. Follow us on all our social media platforms, ConsumerHallaTV. Share your brand experience. It's about storytelling. It's about experiences.
Hello consumers, you're welcome to another exciting episode of Consumer Voice on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Matilda Omenai. As you already know, Consumer Voice is a show where we'll be visiting different places in Lagos to check out people's preferences, hear what the consumers have to say about different leading brands that they make use of.
Hello, it's your boy here, Iremofeko Foworola, and you know what? They call me the AWUF General Overseer. Every day is a blessing and it is meant to be enjoyed maximally with AWUF packages that put a smile on our faces. And guess what? That is why this show AWUF is for you. You can get to know about trending market slashes, promos, offers and juicy deals that put a smile on your faces, and you can always enjoy them maximally. And you know one thing that's so interesting about this show? It is a blend of English and Pidgin. As I dey run you English, now I go dey marry with Pidgin, we go make them spicy. So catch me every time on the show to enjoy more about trendy AWUF packages. Peace.
Public service announcement. Hello consumers, I am Kikelomo Ajibola and welcome to the Scam Alert segment on ConsumerHallaTV. Scam Alert educates viewers about various scams affecting consumers. We learn tips on how to identify fraudulent activities and provide advice on protecting our personal information. We aim to raise awareness and empower viewers to avoid falling victim to scams. We cover various topics such as phishing, identity theft, fraudulent investment schemes, and many more. You want to catch up on how these scammers invade our lives? Join us every Tuesday by 12:30 p.m. for Scam Alert on our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Subscription is absolutely free. And in case you're not following us across all our social media platforms, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok at ConsumerHallaTV. Don't say I didn't do anything for you this 2025. Bye.
Welcome to In the Marketplace. We are taking you on a journey behind the scene of Nigeria's most vibrant market, from the sight and sound of the market to the stories of the people who makes it thrive. We will be sharing the untold stories that brings this market to life. Join us as we explore the history, challenges, and triumphs of the market vendors. We will dive into the daily lives of the people who call markets home and uncover the secret that makes this market special. You will get to see the passion, energy, and dedication that goes into making this market success. Tune in to the In the Marketplace on ConsumerHallaTV on Thursday by 11 a.m. to experience the sight and sound. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media and on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Elizabeth Abefe.
Hello, fellow consumers. Are you looking for a program where we give analysis about brand and a program where we project the voice of the consumer? Join my team and I on Consumer Analytics and Resolution Box by calling on the program to get your issues resolved.
Please join us on our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Subscription is free by 2 p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. every Mondays and Wednesdays. Consumer Analytics and Resolution Box will be airing and will be here to provide you any information on brands and also issues that you have pending for us to resolve. Also follow us across all our other social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok at ConsumerHallaTV. And that is why at ConsumerHallaTV,
you deserve to be heard. Hi everyone, I am Iri Ayomikunle AK. Join me live on Perspective every Mondays to Friday from the hour of 9 to 10, where we have meaningful and engaging conversations about all the burning and pressing issues making the round. Issues related to our economy and consumers. It's conversing, it's relatable, it's beyond interview. We have expert analysts who gives updated analysis about all aspects of a conversation. Join the moving train by subscribing to our YouTube channel, ConsumerHallaTV, and do well to follow us on all our social media platforms, ConsumerHallaTV. Stay informed. Thank you.
I am Matilda Omenai. As you already know, Market Today is the show where we visit different markets across Nigeria, Lagos, to check out the prices of different things, ranging from household items to foodstuffs to cosmetics, electronics, every other thing.
In a world of hustle and bustle, Entertainment keeps us alive, and that is why at ConsumerHallaTV, we ensure you enjoy all around 360-degree entertainment program. Screen Time is the show for you, where you enjoy top 5 countdown, celebrity of the week, exclusive interview, and other segments.
Don't mind him, he's just a jealous person.
Oh,
His new
God.
movie release, update, and screen time. I'm going to enjoy myself because this is my favorite time on the program. I get to recommend good movie for you, and I'm also waiting for you to recommend movies to me also in the comment section. Screen time is not just all about entertainment, it is relaxing and also educational. So that is why we are bringing to you Screen Time on ConsumerHallaTV. And in case you're wondering where to join us every Mondays by 5 o'clock p.m. at ConsumerHallaTV on our YouTube channel. Subscription is very, very free. And in case you have not followed us across all our social media platforms, please do so. We are begging you, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and also TikTok at ConsumerHallaTV. What are you waiting for? Click on that follow and subscribe right now.
And from the I to the R to the E to the M to the F to the E, my name is Iremofe Koforo.
Good afternoon and welcome to Real Estate Today on ConsumerHallaTV. Here we bring you verified real estate updates, government interventions, key market development, shaping housing and land use and property investments across Nigeria. But when you see me, it's just like seeing one person and getting extra fee. It's just like buying a product and they're giving you one extra fee. So when you see me, you get to see a free person with me.
So buy one, you get one free. I love that analogy. Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to Real Estate Today. Like Elizabeth rightly said, we bring you updates on everything related to housing and urban development. I am Rebecca Forola.
And I am Elizabeth Abefe. So let's move on to today's update. Court freezes 57 property worth 213 billion across Nigeria, according to Vanguard News. A federal high court in Abuja has ordered the interim forfeiture of 57 properties valued at approximately 213.23 billion naira as part of an ongoing crackdown on alleged illicit real estate holding. The property comprising estates, commercial buildings, and land parcels are located across Abuja, Kano, Kaduna, and Kebbi states. The action followed an application by the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, which alleges that the assets were acquired through fraudulent or unexplained means. Justice Mohammed Idris, who presided over the case, stated that the assets will remain frozen pending the conclusion of investigations and may be permanently forfeited if the allegations are proven. EFCC spokesman and spokesperson Wilson Ujere described the move as part of broader efforts to curb corruptions and sanitize the real estate sector. Now you'll be asking me, why does this matter for consumers? How does it affect consumers? It means reinforces the importance of verifying ownership and land titles before purchase. Highlights active judicial oversight in high-value property transaction. It also means it protects buyers from future legal disputes linked to tainted assets. And if you are very conversant with all of our discussion, most of our news most of our updates that we bring on real estate today, be it consumer corners, we are always talking about verification, which is very, very important. Just imagine 57 properties worth 213 billion naira. Now, just imagine someone decided to call you and be like, oh, there's a cheap land somewhere. Without you knowing, this kind of land has issues, like it's a fraud kind of thing. And you just fall victim that, oh, and you don't even have much with you. Then you decided to go get a loan, like, oh, I need to purchase and all of that. And you fall victim of this. Not only will you be owing, not only will it cause depression, not only will you face the consequence, you also lost a lot. You lost the land, you are also owing bank. So now 57 properties, which is a lot, worth 200 and not even million, not even thousand, billions of naira. It is a lot.
And
So,
it's not just within a
yes,
state,
a particular
different
state,
states.
different
And,
states.
You know, it shows that the Economic Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, they are ensuring that when it comes to property,
Yeah.
People ensure that they are ensuring that people get the right and legal documentation.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, now, if you don't know, like Elizabeth, like you said, and somebody just calls you and says, "Come and buy this land for cheaper rates," because from the news updates, they were land parcel,
land parcel and
estates and all of those things. So it's very important. It shows that two things are involved. EFCC, they are doing their job the appropriate way, and it also shows that sometimes all these estates properties are gotten through illicit or fraudulent means. Because if not, why would they have to freeze your property? If not that you've gotten through very illegal way. So it's a sharp warning, and EFCC is just doing the right thing.
Okay.
And I just hope at the end of the day, after investigations, their hands will be clean. I mean, people involved. But in this case,
all over Kano, Kaduna, it's a whole lot. So let's proceed. FMBN disburses 48.4 billion naira in housing finance. According to Nigeria Housing Market, the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, has announced the disbursement of 48.4 billion naira in housing finance, targeting low and middle income earners. According to Managing Director Shehu Usman Osidi, the funds were released through mortgage loans, construction finance, and cooperating housing scheme under the National Housing Fund (NHF). He noted that the initiative aims to expand formal mortgage access and reduce Nigeria housing deficits. Why does this matter to consumers? It means NHF contributors have improved access to mortgage financing. It also means cooperative societies can scale affordable housing delivery. It also means signal sustained government support for home ownership.
yes, I mean, it means to encourage home ownership, and because if you look at it, mortgage scheme like this, it encourages people to at least have access to land, and it saves you from all the landlord issues you might encounter, because in a way it builds equity and your net worth, because gradually you begin to pay of the mortgage. Gradually you're having your property at the same time. You don't have to keep facing landlord issues. And also at the end of the day, it provides you that opportunity to know that it's not everyone that can pay in cash. So that way you get this mortgage plan, and it helps you to have finally the grand scheme of all things is that you become homeowner.
I love the part you become landowner, homeowner, without considering, thinking about, getting worried about your landlord and all of that.
But the only thing, you just have to keep paying, because it's mortgage plan.
Yes, mortgage plan.
Don't forget that it has the principal capital. That is the main character. As a character, that is the capital. The money, that is the principal. You have interest rates. You still have to pay involving interest, and God so good if taxation is involved, taxes as well. So, but at the end of the day, you have your property.
Okay, let's move on. Lagos State boosts housing delivery, tackles abandoned building. According to Vanguard News, the Lagos State government has intensified efforts to revive abandoned buildings while accelerating new housing delivery across the state. The Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Dr. Oluyinka Olumide, stated that abandoned structures pose safety risks and reduce available housing stock. Developers with stalled projects have been warned to resume construction or face regulatory enforcement. Why does this matter to consumer? It means it increases housing supply through redevelopment. It also reduces the risk associated with unsafe structure, and also it creates new opportunities for buyers and renters.
This is a very good one because on developed buildings or abandoned buildings, for better words, it poses a lot of risk when you consider it, because people could carry out a lot of illicit activities in there. And no doubt in Lagos State there are many houses like that. You don't even know they're abandoned, they are not developed, they are, somebody does this to a point and at the end of the day abandons the building. So there are people who need houses, so we really need to ensure that people can have access to houses. So why would somebody just abandon buildings? You understand? So I love the fact that the Lagos State government is ensuring that there will be
a penalty,
for people who just abandon their houses. And in the long run, if you do not, go on the project, it's a way for the government to say, this house, we are going to retrieve it from you and ensure that, people need houses. That's just it, basically. And the one that is more worrisome is the fact that it poses a lot of unsafety issues. You understand? It creates a lot of unsafe
safety
activities.
risk.
Many safety risks, because you've had cases of people, a lot of things happen to people in abandoned buildings and
uncompleted building and all.
If this measure can be taken properly, I think people will see try and begin to construct their houses.
Yeah, in as much that I agree with what Iremofe said, but then there are some reasons whereby some home ownership could not continue with their buildings and all of that. Some can be the cases of death and all of that, and their family members don't know that they have a property somewhere and all of that.
Yes, it's not just people who are constructing houses. There are houses that you even find out that this house is built, it is painted, it's everything. People are not staying in there. There are cases like that. So whether it is, I understand the fact that even sometimes someone who is trying to build theirs might not have the financial capability to go on with the project. Yeah, that happens. But at the same time, it just if we say because of all these factors we've highlighted, at the end of the day, many risks are we are all exposed to a lot of risk. Nobody is left out in the final scheme.
Okay, let's proceed. FCTA enforces ground rent and land use fees. According to Nigeria Housing Market, the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA, has commenced stricter enforcement of ground rent and land use fee payments in Abuja. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike warned that defaulting property owners may face sanctions, including restrictions on property transactions and the title regularization. Why does this matter to consumer? It means property owners must take complaint to protect ownership rights. It also emphasized that buyers should confirm ground rent status before purchase. It also prevents future legal and financial disputes.
It's very important that people need to understand, especially property owners, that land use charge is something you cannot ignore, because it is like property taxation. Your property, your land, whatever you have is being taxed. So at the end of the day, and how does land use work? It works in a way that it depends on the land, the worth of the land, and the location. If the land is something that when you go to that particular area, I know that this land is something that it's worth billions of naira or whatever the worth is. So, and that location also determines how you are going to be taxed for that property. So it is everywhere. It's a kind of government levy imposed on properties and land. So if at the end of the day you own a property and you are not paying your land use, that means you are going against the law of the land, and you will be sanctioned. So this way, if governments take stricter decisions on people who do not pay, because at the end of the day, so if you are going to buy a house, a property, and the owner of that property, because at the end of the land use is imposed on people who own properties, not the tenants. You understand? So if you are buying property from someone and the owner of that property has not been paying, then you face legal actions because you are buying from the person. So if you own a property, you should know that land use is very important and you just have to pay. It is all it's saying in a nutshell is it is property tax. It is levied, it is imposed on people who have property, and it is based on the worth of the land and that location. Just ensure that if you are buying property in areas that so you expect how much you are going to pay. So please ensure you pay.
Just like you said, it reminded me of back then when I was still in school. There's this building, most of the time students are always looking for house and all of that. There might be a particular building whereby a lot of students are staying in there. Then suddenly that apartment, it's actually maybe 3 apartments before mine. Then suddenly we just saw those people outside and all of that. Students were outside. What is the problem?
Land use.
They said land use. Like the owner did not pay and all of that, and now they just sent them out, and I guess they've sent them warnings, but then I guess due to the fact that landlord doesn't stay around and all of that, I don't know whether he got it or did not, but then he used his own to affect the tenants. Imagine someone who just paid, who just renew his rent or just paid in and all of that, and then they said you guys should move out because this particular property has issue in court and all of that. So it was a lot. I pitied them because most of them were like, I just paid, I just moved in, I just got this apartment, and now they asked us to move out and all of that. So it's a lot. Just like Remote said, you have to be cautious. You have to know whether, yes, this particular property I'm buying, I want to purchase right now, does not have issues. Is the person paying land use, the levy and all of that? Not like the building is just there. Okay, so let's proceed. Lagos-Badagry Expressway nears completion, spurs property interest. According to NigeriaHousingMarket.com, the Lagos-Badagry Expressway Phase 1 is nearing completion, according to the Federal Ministry of Works. The project is expected to significantly improve connectivity between Lagos and its western corridor, boosting residential and commercial property demand along the route. Why does this matter to consumers? It identifies emerging real estate growth corridors. It also improves commuting time and accessibility. It also means early investors may benefit from long-term value appreciation.
Yeah, that's a very good one. Lagos-Badagry Expressway near completion.
Yeah.
Everything is all about development. Because at the end of the day, it makes it easier for people to commute within one locality and the other. It's that way too. When people can easily commute from one place to another, it attracts investors. People can think, okay, now let's start building different industries in
around
this place, because one of the factors people always want to consider when building any company, any organization is to ensure that, okay, how accessible is the road, or about electricity, or about people in that community, and people are aware of that,
and how developed it will be.
Yes. So if this Lagos-Badagry Expressway is completed now, it can easily attract people to not just investors. People can begin to like, oh wow, now the road is good, everything is functional,
because
they can move
to that side. Because most of the time I do have friends, I do have people, they're always complaining about this Lagos Badagry Express road, how bad the road is and all of that. Because me too, I grew up in Badagry back then, so then I'm very conversant with that route very well, that the road is actually not good. But then being on construction and almost done, it's actually a very good thing. Okay, the federal government expands affordable housing delivery. According to the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, the federal government, through the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development, has continued to expand its Renewed Hope housing program, aimed at increasing access to affordable homes for low and middle income Nigerians. the Minister, Ahmed Musa Dangiwa, stated that the program focuses on public-private partnership, transparent allocation processes, mortgage-backed home ownership options, and also housing projects under the initiative are ongoing across multiple states, including Lagos, Abuja, and other urban centers, with delivery structured in phases. Why does this matters to consumer? It means it expands access to affordable government-backed housing. It also encourages private sector participation in housing delivery. It promotes safer and more transparent home ownership pathways.
Interesting. Well, I always love it when we have public and private collaboration.
Yeah.
It ensures that as the government is ensuring that things are going well, smoothly, private individuals
are also
and
working
investors
towards.
are also ensuring that they have the same goal. So this is for housing. Everybody should be happy, and I just hope that they are able to sustain this collaboration, because we need more of it. When it comes to housing, it's a lot. People need houses. Go to the streets, see people who are stranded, people who need accommodation, who need comfortable places to stay. So when we see this kind of development, this kind of collaboration, it brings a lot of transparency, and
it is. Yeah,
yes,
it is people.
For
Okay, now let's move to consumer corner, the practical takeaway, whereby everything being said so far, we ease it down, and that's it. Tip number 1 on this list is also, just like we always say, and we will not stop saying, is verify home ownership titles and avoid frozen or disputed properties.
Yeah, and people they can play smart on you if you're not very careful. They know that, okay, this property has been frozen. So because you are not aware of it, you've not tried to research, you've not gotten through the right channel to get that property. And at the end of the day, they play smart on you and they tell you, come and buy it. Just after they know that it's frozen, and you pay. At the end of the day, you lose your money and you can't even have access to that property.
Yeah.
So please ensure that you always
Verify.
the due diligence. It's for yourself to verify. It's very important. We always lay emphasis on this.
And just like Irimofe said, in case you are new to this property buying and everything, you can always get this property legal practitioner. If you know you're not sure about some certain things, especially when it comes to land and all of that, not everybody are well knowledge in that area. So what you have to do, get a barrister that you know is that has keen knowledge to this. You just tell him to follow you. He will always break things down and also advise you. This and this are not what you are supposed to do. Yeah, you are free to go ahead. I think it is okay, because there are some things that might be in that document that you might not even understand and get you don't even know. So that is why a legal practitioner will be available to guide you through all those processes. So NHF contributors should explore formal mortgage and cooperative options. Okay, we've said most of that about mortgage and cooperative options. Confirm ground rent land use compliance before buying. It is very, very important. Irimofe said a lot about this too. Always confirm. I don't know, it doesn't take you much time in confirming, but because we are always taking things,
it's even better to take a lot of time and confirm that you have your peace, and it's not just limited to Abuja.
Yes.
Land use charge is in every place that there is land and there is property. So that means
everywhere.
It's everywhere. So whether you are in Lagos, you are in Ibadan, you are in Abuja, just ensure that you as a property owner, please pay. And if you are buying too, ensure that the property you are buying, they pay.
I love the sound of that. He said they pay. Yes, ensure. It is very, very important. So you won't fall victim.
Have you seen people go through legal and financial disputes? It's not just one thing. It is both legal and financial. At the end of the day, you are just
you're saying going legal and financial. What about the mind, the heart? What about the body?
Psychological effects. In this age, you say the mental health.
Yes, he said the mental health is at stake. Okay, moving on. Track infrastructure projects when considering property investment. Always track infrastructure projects. Always check around. Okay, these are things I need to know. The levy fee, property levy that needs to be done. In short, the infrastructure all around.
Yeah, how is the development?
The development going.
Yeah.
Okay, so avoid abandoned or unapproved estates unless fully regularized. So avoid abandoned or unapproved estates unless it is fully regularized.
Yeah, you should always ensure that any unapproved estates, because these days we have a lot of estates and estates. if you know. So just ensure that it is approved, and if it's an abandoned building, do not try it out.
Okay, so we've come to the end of today, real estate today, and that will be all from Iremofe and myself. Play smart, always verify, check all the necessary documents. If you need to ask a practitioner, do so, and do not forget to like, subscribe, follow us, comment. Also share our content to other platforms or to your friends. Yeah, that will be all.
And ensure you play your land news.
Okay, very important.
Bye, see you next episode.
Yeah, bye for now.
My name is Tunde Olufowora, and I'm the CEO of Bandai Communications. We are we call the publisher or the owner of the new initiative called ConsumerHallaTV. ConsumerHallaTV is actually Nigeria's first consumer-centered, or call it consumer-centric television platform that aims to bring voice to the over 220 million Nigerians. It was a vision that came to my heart about 10 years ago. I remember that I was traveling. I traveled out of the country, on airline. And I had this unpleasant experience. It was a trip to an African country from Nigeria, and I actually went with a local flight from Nigeria. I wouldn't want to mention the name of the airline. And then it was to South Africa, and we landed in South Africa. And let me just paraphrase it. When I was coming back, I had some money, some dollars, and that someone had given to me to hand over to another person in Nigeria. So I wanted to help out, and I didn't want to carry the cash on myself. So. For whatever reason, I had a small case, and I felt that it was safer for me to put the money in my luggage. So I put it in a safe place in my luggage, got everything intact, and I checked in my luggage. My arrival in Nigeria, I was standing and was waiting by the carousel just so that I could pick up my luggage, and then I was there for 1 hour. And waiting for my luggage. I didn't know that my luggage already arrived, and it was one of the luggage that was moving around on the carousel. So after about 1 hour wait, I looked to my left and my right. Almost everybody had gone. I think there were just about 2 or 3 left. So I beckoned on the woman that was on my side, and I noticed she was really in tears. Madam, what happened? Said, our bag has just been torn and a lot of things stolen. So I said, well, I've also been waiting for my own. She said, you better go and check those, those luggages there. Maybe yours is one of them. And lo and behold, I went around there. Mine was one of them. By the time I got it, everything inside my luggage was gone. All the valuable things there were gone. To cut the long story short, we felt there was need for us to report the case, at least to the airline. It was in the night, about 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. We went in to go and see the officer that was in charge. As soon as we got in there, the officer said, "Oh, so sorry, but you will have to go to our head office in somewhere in Victoria Island, to lodge a complaint." Okay. So the next day we went to the Victoria Island and we lodged a complaint, and that was it. And since that day, I'm talking a story of over 10 years ago, I didn't get a call, not even a call from that airline to talk to me about what happened to my luggage. Now, about a month after that trip, I had another opportunity to travel out of the country. This time around it was to US, and it was an official assignment. And I flew on, I will mention the airline this time around. I flew on a BA. I really didn't like BA. I usually go with Virgin Atlantic and things like that. But my protocol officer convinced me and said, "Okay, you will love BA. Why don't you go on BA?" Anyway, so I went on BA to US. And of course, when I returned from US to Nigeria, we had to do, of course, there'll be like a connecting flight, from Heathrow. So we got into London Heathrow, and then because it was through Heathrow that we went, and then so they changed since it was BA, they changed the aircraft this time around to a bigger one. I mean, clearly because there were more Nigerians, or more people that were planning to come to Nigeria, and then we boarded. Not quite 10 minutes into the flight, in the air, the aircraft started malfunctioning. The air conditioning compartment were not functioning very well. I was on what you call business economy. The whole of that business economy, all the way to economy side, the ACs were not working well. It was hot. And then I was watching. And then from that moment till we got to Nigeria. From that moment till we got to, I'm just trying to paraphrase. From that moment till we got to Nigeria, I could remember very well how many times the pilot, broke into conversation and had to apologize and say, "We're really very sorry about this." He was giving us almost every 30 minutes. There's always a kind of update. "So sorry, this is what we're doing now, this is what we're doing." While we were on that journey, I also remember an incident. So they came, the crew apparently couldn't resolve they couldn't manage the crisis or what was going on about it. They couldn't fix it. So they come up and said, "We're so sorry, but for all the inconvenience, we're declaring, free lunch, free whatever it is you want, you can get." So trust Nigerians, you need to hear how everybody were jubilating, But something struck me. The experience I had just about a month before, and this experience, somehow I started comparing them. I was trying to see how this matter will be managed. Again, to cut the story short, we landed in Nigeria on a BA. Before we landed, the pilot announced and said that for the inconvenience, they will be giving a voucher of £50 to everyone that flew on that aircraft. I thought it was a joke. I mean, it was my first time with BA, but for what I knew or know of the British man would never even play with his 1 penny, talking of £1. So I felt that must be a joke of the year. So we left. I got back to my office. I think it was just about a week after. My officer, our guys in our mail room came up and said, "Oh, you have a parcel." So I said, "Parcel? Yeah." So they bought this parcel, wrapped. I opened it, and boom, I bought the document out. It was the £50 voucher from BA. So what was the tenor of this story? An experience with one airline was terrible. No apology. An experience with another one, even though it was a bad experience, but it was very managed, well managed. So managed that even if we have suffered anything in that aircraft, you probably, for the sake of how they manage it, will have forgiven them. So that was how this journey started. So I started thinking, my mind, this is what we go through in this country. But are we different from other nations? So God put in my heart the idea of ConsumerHalla. That's why the Halla came with consumer. And we started that journey about 10 years ago. We started by creating a platform called ConsumerHalla, where consumers, so I discovered that Nigerian consumers don't have a voice. So things happen, and that's it. We live with everything. So we've started the journey from creating the platform. We have an app, we even have a magazine, and we thought we could move it from that to the next stage, which is the television. So the TV today, has come. So I would say precept by precept, line upon line, we have been able to build on our aspiration, to finally bring to birth this unique and exciting platform, So it's a digital telecast, and our goal is to further connect consumers in Nigeria to brands with insightful news, development within the fast-paced world of consumers. The world of consumers is growing at a very fast pace, So we want to inform Nigerians. We want to get them educated about their rights, So our role is that we're going to educate consumers in Nigeria, all right? So by bringing them specialized and what you call analytical, research-based content generation that will inform, educate, sensitize the audience, So that's ConsumerHallaTV. So I call it an offshoot of our ConsumerHalla brand. ConsumerHalla brand actually was the first we call it the first complaint or consumer complaint resolution portal. When we started it about 10 years ago, or about 7 years ago, it became the first complaint resolution portal. We created it so that Nigerians can actually lodge complaint on that portal. We spent a lot of resources to build a very robust platform where today, if you have any complaint, about any brand, any leading brands in Nigeria, and you go on that platform, you can actually click, just a click, you can find the brand, you can actually lodge your complaint, and once you submit it, that complaint will be routed to that organization, and within 72 hours, we will obtain feedback for you. We build it in such a way that we have connection to almost all the organizations, and it's been working. We've resolved several complaints for people without having to charge them any penny, because the idea is not to charge. So what we have done with ConsumerHallaTV is to take it to the next level. So we hope to change the narrative. We want to give the right direction. Nigeria has the largest consumer market in the world, with a population of over 220 million people. Why should we be the one that is suffering the most? Everywhere you turn to, it's as though Nigerian consumers don't have a voice. You're traveling, you buy a ticket. For whatever reason, an airline will wake up middle of the night, delay the flight for whatever reason, and then you'll be waiting at the airport for hours. You'll be there for 2 hours, 3 hours, no any explanation. Then while you're there, they can even wake up and say, oh, flight has been cancelled. So everybody carry their luggage and go home. Nothing happened. Of course, things are changing. We must commend government because government is beginning to wake up, but there's still a lot to be done. And we believe that we can help to make, those bring about those right changes. So we offer deliberately, part of what we do is that we also offer advocacy. All right. We're not just an advocacy organization, but we offer advocacy. We have a legal team. We have lawyers that are registered on our platform, all right, that can also take up cases. Okay, so and we've taken up many cases like that, and won those cases. So ConsumerHalla is a platform to help consumers to. We're not fighting brand, but rather we say we're bringing about an amicable, resolution of conflict, such that it will be beneficial to the consumers and also be beneficial to the brand. I remember the word of Jeff Bezos. Bezos is the founder of Amazon. He said that the most important single thing, all right, for an organization is to focus obsessively, use the word obsessively, on the customer. We often say that customers is a king. They should sit at the top of the ladder. In our environment, customers are the ladder. A brand wakes up today, decide what product to produce. They wake up today, decide how much the consumer should pay. They wake up to decide everything for consumers. So consumers are just at the receiving end, and yet they are milking the consumers. There's no price regulation in this country, none. People just wake up and fix prices. Look at the power. Government wakes up, we change policy, we wake up and we get people to pay more. We think it's time for consumers to begin to speak out. In speaking out, in engaging, we can get the brand to begin to do what is right. And of course, I know that the consumers themselves need to be educated. So our role, our vision also is to ensure that we educate consumers. We bring awareness. A lot of Nigerian consumers don't even know about their rights. You buy a product from a supermarket. I've had this experience. You buy a product from a supermarket, all right? For whatever reason, you take that product back to your house, and maybe something went wrong somewhere. By the time you take that product back to the shop where you bought it from, and you say, "Oga, this thing, you know what's going to tell you? Oga, na me make am. Let me make am now. That's why I buy am." Meaning that there's nothing I can do to the product. So you lose the product, then you lose your money, because the money is not refunded. The product you can't use. Only in Nigeria. Only in Nigeria. Let me give you another experience I had. In the course of this, because I went around, in doing this. I was in US, I was in UK, I was in South Africa, I was in Germany, just because of this, to just study the environment. I was in a friend's house in UK, in London, and then what happened? We were going to go out, and he was going to dress up. So he said, oh, to me, I was seated in his sitting room. So he said, oh, wait a minute, I picked up an iron, that's the pressing iron, 2 days ago or so from a store. Oh, let me try this, let me just stand, use that to iron my shirt and we can go out. So I was seated, the TV was on, I was watching. While I watched him, he brought out the the pressing board, spread it out, brought the iron out in my presence, plugged in the iron, and then as soon as he switched on the power button, we just had a spark. Boom! Ooh. The guy was raged. Then he goes, What just happened? So he said, No, these guys are in trouble. They're in soup. I was thinking, what are you going to do? I was trying to compare that experience to what would have happened in Nigeria. In my presence there, he opened the pack. There was a card inside it. Inside that card was a call, number to call. And he called the shop or wherever he got the thing from. I was hearing the conversation that was going on. And all he said to them on the phone was, look, by the time he even called, clearly because they already, through the call, they could trace where he was calling from and who was calling. He said, I picked up this number, I picked up this iron yesterday, and guess what? I just plugged it to power, and then this thing just, stopped, didn't work. At the other hand, I could hear the voice, oh, we're so sorry. We're sorry about that. And they said, this is your address, yeah? Don't worry, we'll get you a replacement. All right. So my friend ended the call and dropped the. So I said, so what's going to happen? He said, don't worry yourself now. Shebi, we're here. They will bring a replacement. I said, they will bring a replacement. He said, yes. I said, they won't even try to check whether it was your fault, because it could have been your fault. Maybe you didn't do something well about the first. No, it can't be his fault. Now, Shebi is a brand new item that he bought. While we were still talking, in fact, I'm not even sure it was up to 30 minutes or so, we had a knock on the door. He himself said he must be the dispatch person. By the time he opened the door, it was a dispatch man that was on the other side. And then the dispatch man was at the door. Just watch this. Was at the door. I was seated in the sitting room. The guy was at the door to meet with the dispatch guy. The dispatch man that brought the replacement iron, I heard him say, we're so sorry. So I was so shocked. I mean, a dispatch man, this guy is a dispatch, so also apologize. I was so touched by it that even a dispatch man was so trained, to tell the guy, we are so sorry. And guess what? He brought the replacement iron. By the time my guy opened the iron, it was a bigger size iron. So they replaced with a bigger size iron. The guy never asked for the one that went bad. He didn't say, okay, where is the other one that we gave to you, so that he could take it back? No, he just bought a new one and gave it back. So I asked my friend, I said, can you interpret this to me? He said, here in London, if they didn't do this, they know the next thing I will do. So I'm just going to grab a lawyer. And I'm going to tell them they've destroyed something in my house. By the time I'm done, they will pay through their nose. Because the consumers are conscious of their rights. In Nigerian consumers, even those who are aware, won't even take the battle up. Everybody just go, what can we do now? Today they wake up and ban this. What can we do now? So we're going to change the narrative. We have to stand up. So the vision of ConsumerHallaTV is really to create an engagement platform that constantly mirrors the minds of consumers and provide right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria. Thus, we believe, we'll be forming part of that, our overall vision, of creating a more caring world of consumers where businesses thrive. So I think that we'll make our impact. We ask you to join us on this journey. ConsumerHallaTV will drive engagement. It will also be there to help to promote brands that are doing what is right. So we're not out to criticize any brand. Rather, we have to complement what the brands are doing, because there is no organization that or a business that was set up to fail. Nobody set up a business to fail. So there are just gaps that needs to be fixed. So together we can fix things, and together we believe that we will create the right story for consumers in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Mind the Gap. This is a weekly broadcast program on ConsumerHallaTV that helps draw attention to everyday avoidable gaps in customer service delivery with the overall aim of strengthening existing relationships between brands and their consumers. I am Iremofe Kofoworola and I am your bankable host. Our topic on the show is leveraging digitalization for brand promotion. In today's age, digitalization helps to bridge the gap between brands and their consumers. Digitalization makes a brand visible and creates room for engagement between brands and their customers. It helps understand consumer needs, drive sales, and prevent disconnection, hence building relationship between brands and their consumers. My guest, Peter Nwoko, is a man of many parts, but one that he wears outstandingly is being the creative director of Pinnacle Media and Tech. And welcome to the show. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so good. To begin with, in a general sense, what does digitalization really mean?
Okay. Basically, digitalization is about taking what you have already, that is in its, let's say, normal form, and making it digital. Here's the word digitalization. So what we are doing is we are taking it from what it was, from the traditional way, into a computer. Let's use that word, a computer system, where you use the internet, you use your computer, you use softwares and all of those things and applications to now make what was in traditional form into a collection of binary stuff, like your I/O devices and all of that. So yeah, that is basically what digitalization is.
I love what you've said. And you talking about the traditional media, talking about the traditional format. And now looking at it, because I believe everybody, we in a way we understand what digitalization means, just to
Correct.
like break it down. That was why there was need for that. Now let's look at it in the practical sense. Now we are talking about leveraging digitalization for brand promotion. How has digitalization helped in brand promotion and awareness?
All right. So before, what we had with traditional media was television, radios, newspapers, and billboards. Well, maybe we can throw in flyers too. But now we have gone beyond that, thanks to the internet, thanks to computers. We are in the fourth industrial revolution. And that means a lot of things are now, as we've said, digital now. And so what it has helped brands, or how it has helped brands, is that they're now able to reach more people. They're now able to target their consumers or their audience. They are now able to be flexible about the kind of content that they are creating. They are now able to create awareness. They're now able to have a relationship with their audience. Before, when you watch some adverts, you may want to change the station until the advert is done because you're not interested in the advert, or you may want to wait it out. But now they target their audience. And so if you're not interested in buying a phone, or if you're not interested in phones, someone who is interested in phones will see the adverts on their different social media handles, while you who may be interested in cars will see cars. So there's that targeted adverts, for their audience.
For the audience. I love that, the targeted adverts for their audience, and in a way it helps for connectivity,
Building
between-
relationships, and
between brands,
transparency too, between brands.
between brands and their consumers. Now let's look at these. Or agreed, it is an age of digitalization. So let us, because you mentioned traditional media earlier, and now we are talking about digital media at the same time. So how can brands then, if in a way, blend or marry together traditional media into digital media for their promotion?
Okay. There's something many of us we act like there's no traditional media is going down.
Absolutely. Some people believe that.
Yeah, but if you really look at it, if traditional media is going down, we won't have so many TV stations. We won't have so many. I mean, when I was growing up, the only radio stations I knew were Star FM, Ray Power, Rhythm. Like those were the major stations there. But now, if you tune your radio, you're seeing like 20 radio stations.
More than 20.
And you're wondering what's happening. But traditional media is supposed to be going down. So it's not going down. Rather, what can happen between fusing both of them is that traditional media brands can use the traditional media to direct their audience to their digital media. Now, it's like they run an ad, and then for more, follow us on our Instagram handle, follow us on X. For more, this, do that. To contact customer care, do this and that. And so they are also able to, now digital media is able to take that content that they have created for traditional media and repurpose it. You get, so like if they created a 2-minute advert, it is possible to repurpose that 2-minute advert into something shorter for social media, because our attention span when we hold our phones is short. Like first 13 seconds, if you do not hook the audience are swiped. You get, so they can repurpose what they've created for digital media to also function in what they've proposed for traditional media to function in digital media. So it is a thing of both of them working together. It's not like one is above the other. Both of them should work together. That's the best way that brands can utilize the strong points of both of them.
Yeah. So all you are saying is that traditional media is still relevant.
It is still very relevant.
Because some are of the opinion that now we are in the digital age, so it has taken over traditional media.
Because let me give an example now. When you see Rolex adverts, I hardly see Rolex adverts when I'm checking my account, right? Because I'm not there. I've not got into that. I've not got into
I
that.
can relate.
But when you watch TV, you're watching CNN now. I don't watch CNN like that. Like some people.
Yeah.
But when those people watch CNN, they see Rolex and say, "Oh wow, that's a nice watch. I would love to have it." Or they see Polo, or they see another big brand like that. Now, those big brands know who their target audiences are.
Exactly.
And so, if they are not able to, they also have their digital part too. But if they are not able to reach their audiences on
Through the traditional media.
no, through digital media,
Yes,
of course
yeah,
they'll
that's
reach
true.
them through traditional media.
Exactly. That is the point. If they are not able, so both work hand in hand. So if you can't reach your audience through the traditional media, then you use the digital media. Then if you can't, you use the other media. So now we quite understand that both are useful. But now let's bring it down to, or let's narrow it down to digital media now, because we are more, our focus is more on digital media. What are the reasons some brands still fail to maximally integrate digital media for their advantage?
One of the reasons is that they do not understand the workings of digital media. Some brands believe that, oh, JB is just to post. It's just to create content and post. But there are different questions that you want to ask as a brand. What am I creating? Who am I creating it for? Why am I creating it? How does it get to the audience? So what those kind of brands do, those brands that are not able to maximize the potentials of digital media, is that they fail to understand the workings of digital media. They are not able to, maybe because they do not have the right people to guide them, maybe because they do not have the resources to do what is, because we know what it costs to shoot a video. If you do not have your equipment, by the time you rent your equipment, by the time you get the guys that will shoot, by the time you edit, now they may not have the resources for all of those things. So they just say, let me just get online and post. And then another thing is they are not sure about who their target audience is. They do not know who their target. They just believe that they just have this like general view. Oh, I just want to sell this thing. But who are you selling
No
it to?
demographics.
No demographics, nothing. Who are you selling it to? What is their age bracket? Are they young? Are you targeting young people? Are you targeting old people? Are you targeting people only in Lagos? Or are you going outside Lagos? Is it just concentrated in Africa? Or are you taking it outside Africa? No, these are different parameters that should be considered when going the digital way.
So it's because they do not understand what
it entails,
the why, the how,
the what,
then the what. So all of these factors are important when you want to maximally use the digital media for your competitive advantage, because we live in a highly competitive age. And if you just, like you said, the attention span is just
very short.
It's very short,
few seconds.
So if you do not,
if you're not able to hook them within the first 6 to 13 seconds, you've lost them, because you're swiping away. We're in the swiping age. Everything is swipe. So
now you're talking about the swipe and swipe. Everybody swipes. How then can brands build that loyalty and trust in the minds of their consumers, that they always believe that, okay, everything they see through the lenses of the digital platform can be so trusted? So how can they build the trust?
That is where storytelling comes in. Storytelling is a very, 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 very strong tool to use. That brands, we've seen different brands use storytelling, the power of storytelling, to reach their audience. Now, what does storytelling do? Storytelling gives you that relatable feel. You see something, a brand, an advert, or a video, or a post, you're able to connect. There's that connection where, let me give an example. Aproko Doctor is a brand.
Yes.
You get. Aproko Doctor uses storytelling to pass his message across. You get. When he comes in and he says, Emeka, you understand.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the 1 minute, 2 minutes video, you've picked something. Or maybe
personally, I confess.
maybe, oh, I need to drink more water. Oh, this headache is a sign of something. Maybe a sign that I should rest.
Things that could have been boring.
Yeah, he makes it interesting, so that even if you're not interested, you want to see the end of the video. You want to know what he wants to say.
And that way, trust is built already.
Yeah. And if you notice at the beginning, he does something. He uses a hook that has you glued to your. So he knows his people. He knows who he's targeting. He knows how to craft a story of his brand that would resonate with the viewers. So storytelling is a very, very important tool when trying to connect with your audience, when trying to reach them, because you want to reach them at their pain points. It is where they have that pain points that you are offering your solution. So your audience needs to be able to connect, and in connecting, it would lead to lead generation, and then you now have loyal and staying customers, all because they have built a relationship based on the stories of this brand.
Storytelling is very powerful,
Very, very
and
powerful.
yeah, it just has to be relatable, and
real.
naturally, yeah, convincing that you see yourself in that story, and that is very powerful. I love the analogy you used. As let's look at it this way now. Data is very important, and each brand, everybody wants to be visible, and they just want to build that strong brand visibility, that when you think of this brand identity, it comes to your mind. So there's no way we talk about digitalization that we cannot infuse it with data. Now, how can brands maximize the use of data to connect in such a way that they build very strong brand identity?
Okay. First off, everything about us is data.
Absolutely.
Everything. And so for brands, like we said, we need to know the what, we need to know the why, we need to know the how. And so data helps brands to best know how they can reach their audience, how they can serve their audience, whether their campaign is effective or not. Data helps to know how many people they are able to reach, how many of them have gone from just seeing their content to becoming loyal customers, how many of them have issues with their brand or their content, how many of them, that is basically what data does. It helps brands fine-tune. It helps brands identify where there may be issues that need dealing with. Because if a brand has a product that has been getting negative reviews, now that negative review is data. It shows that, this product is not performing the way that it should. Now you're able to know that it's not performing the way that it should because you already have something, like you have like a yardstick that you're using to measure. And when you say that the product is not performing as it should, what you do is, with the data you have, you go back to your drawing board to now say, this is not working, this is what worked, this is what we can try. So data helps us, or helps brands, make informed decisions about their next step, about how to plan, about how to strategize.
In a nutshell, data helps brands to plan and make informed decisions.
Yeah.
Wow, that is so beautiful. So as a brand, all that matters is maximizing the use of data to make that informed decision. Yeah. So this is getting very interesting, but it is about time to go on a quick break. We will be right back.
Hey there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more.
Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
ConsumerHallaTV.
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 At ConsumerHallaTV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at ConsumerHallaTV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrive.
And guess what? Our ConsumerHalla brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and lots more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Follow us on our Facebook page, ConsumerHallaTV, our Instagram page, ConsumerHallaTV, and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free. ConsumerHallaTV. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard.
Welcome back. You are watching Mind the Gap, and my guest is Peter Iwoko, Creative Director of Pinnacle Media and Tech. Before the break, we were discussing leveraging digitalization for brand promotion. Thank you for staying tuned. All right, before the break, we said so much, and we are still continuing on this race. Let me put it that way. Now, let's look at the key digital strategies that brand can use for their promotion.
Okay, one of them, or the first one, is brands should have brand guidelines. And in these brand guidelines, you have, that's where you have the color, the brand color, you have the font, you have the logo, you have
your trademark,
you have the message, you have the tone. You know, is your brand is it giving a warm tone? Is it giving a friendly tone? Is it giving a corporate tone? Now, you also have the personality of the brand. So these are very important for brands when they are going, whether they are going digital or traditional. These are very, very important things because you do not want to put your brand out there and it's difficult for people to say, oh, this is your brand the next time they see it. I mean, when you see the swoosh, you know, it's Nike. That's the Nike logo. Their Nike logo has been consistent. Their font is consistent. The way they run their adverts is consistent. The same thing with Red Bull. You know, when you see Red Bull, you know it's Red Bull. When you see their adverts, why? There's that consistency in the kind of content that they create, because why? They have their brand guidelines and they operate by those guidelines.
Interesting. I love the way you always use analogy. I know you said it's quite similar to this question I want to ask because I was thinking about it, and I'm like, sometimes when you see some brands, they don't really have that unified voice. There is no unified perception when you see them. Like you said, today they are this, tomorrow that across. Now we know that many digital platforms, as well as social media platforms as well. So when you go to their website, what you see is different from what you see on their from what you see on their X page or TikTok. Or it's not uniform. So how can they ensure that they have that unified voice and perception, creating that image in the minds of their consumers?
Again, that's where storytelling comes in. But apart from storytelling, another thing that we should consider is those who are responsible for putting the messages together, putting the adverts together, and those who are posting online for them. it is important that everyone is on the same page about the vision of the brand. If everyone understands the vision, then it is easy for us to create content that aligns with that vision. But when the videographer or the cinematographer doesn't really understand the vision, the script writer will write a script, the cinematographer will do a different thing, and then when they come on, I'm just using that as an example, and then when they come online, you know, you're saying, wait, I thought this brand is supposed to be cool, yet, or you see that on their homepage they have the Facebook blue color, but when you're seeing their content on like Instagram, you're seeing this color, and you're wondering, do they have two colors? And then you watch again, you see them use green. And you're like, what is this brand about? You know, and it can create confusion. And when there is confusion, it is difficult for their target audience to connect with them and with the brand. So, yes, storytelling is important, but also ensuring that everyone responsible for doing anything for that brand understands the vision of the brand.
In a nutshell, it is just understanding the vision.
Understanding the vision.
Yes.
Everybody needs to be on the same page about the vision and pushing that vision.
Wow. I believe they are learning so much at this point, because sometimes brands just feel like the main thing, you just want to make sales, we want to drive sales,
so they just want to post anything,
and at the end of the day, they tend to realize that yes, we are doing everything humanly possible, but
no leads are generated.
Exactly. So that means there are some gaps at the end of the day. So what are these gaps that need to be bridged between brands and their consumers?
First off, they need to understand their consumers. They need to know who their consumers are, what their consumers want, what their consumers consume. So there's something that I will use X as an example. There's something that X is doing. X has morphed, you know, into something different from what it was when I joined like 13 years ago.
Wow.
Now, I see something that Elon is trying to do. He's trying to take like all of the major strengths of other social media platforms and combining it into X.
Into just one.
Into one. So now, instead of going to LinkedIn to look for jobs, you can look for jobs on X. Instead of typing long form on LinkedIn, you can type long form on X. Instead of posting reels on TikTok, you can post on X too, and the swipe thing, you just swipe through different videos. Instead of doing what you would do on Facebook, you can do it on X. So what he's doing is he's paying attention to what people on X love, and that is what he's using, or he's capitalizing on to improve X, so to say.
Yes.
Someone posted something, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, you know, where he says that Elon is a use some words, you know, to describe Elon, and I'm like, it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. Elon understands that X users thrive on violence.
True. Banters.
They if it's
X
controversial,
is not even for the faint-hearted
at all. If it is not controversial, you know, it won't go far. But let it be, Israel wants to bomb Nigeria. X will push it, you know. So him and his team, they are doing a very good work of understanding what the people on X want. So that is X. If you now look at other platforms, that is how, you know, they are able to capture the minds of people. TikTok will give you what they call For You page. And what does For You do? Whatever content you consume on TikTok, it starts bringing those kind of content, and you start watch, and you get carried away. And so they are studying their users. Now, a lot of brands, like we said earlier, it's for them. It's just about I just want to sell. I just want my market to. You don't even know how to reach your target audience. People just feel it should be just to post every day, and they are posting every day. They are posting every day, and no sales, no sales. What did they happen? You get so you need to know who your audience is. You need to know where your audience are, your target audience are. You need to know what they want, what they like, and that is where the For You page comes in. It gives you what you like, kind of content you like to consume. Like if you check my Instagram and discovery page now, what you will see there is food. You will see aircraft. You will see like musical stuff, keyboards and all. You will see cameras. That's what, if I open my For You page.
By the way, I saw the video. You were playing an instrument.
Yeah, I play the keyboard.
Yeah.
So if you check my Instagram now, that's what you see my discovery page. Why? Because that is the kind of content I consume regularly. If you check some people, let me give you a story. We were on a meeting. It was a virtual meeting, and then it was to push a brand out. And then one of the men is like, oh, why are we putting it on Instagram? And Instagram is always showing women wearing brown pants and all of that. Everybody first kept quiet. The man kept hammering. And somebody, one of the guys there said, sir, it would be good if you don't push this further. Because where it is going, you won't like it. The man was like, no, we are not putting it. Why are we using it? Then the man said, see, you are the one. It is what you are consuming that Instagram is showing to you. So you are exposing yourself here. And everybody went quiet. That man did not talk again. So these social media platforms are, a very solid example of knowing your consumers or your potential consumers or potential customers, and then tailoring content that they love. So brands too need to adopt that, know who their consumers are, and tailor content for them. The example we used earlier about Rolex wristwatches, you hardly see Rolex adverts on your Instagram or on your TikTok because you're not following them.
Yes.
You get.
Yes, true.
But you will see other adverts that suit you because of your taste or because of where you are at. Now, the Rolex people will not create that long advert that they post on CNN for us. That's our set because we are not.
We get there.
We'll get there. You get. But they will tailor the advert such that when the CEO is doing something, writing something down, and he's watching news and multitasking, he sees that advert and he's like,
I need to get this.
I need to get this. You get, because he's planning for a meeting where he will meet some big shots, and he wants to impress them. You understand? So, see, Rolex knows who they are trying to reach and knows where they can reach them. You won't see Rolex advert on NTA. No shade.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand.
Yeah, so that's it. It's about knowing your consumers, knowing where they are, knowing how to reach them, and knowing how to create your story that resonates with them.
Interesting one. You've said a lot, and this is, every episode of this program is always a masterclass on its own, and you've really given us another masterclass today. All of these things you've said, they are very powerful, and trust me, you said it earlier on that it's quite expensive because you getting content creators, videographers, all of these people, and all because you want to be visible, and you also want to build that loyalty among your
Audience.
audience, your consumers. Now let's look at it. You've spent so much on creating awareness, being visible. How do you, as a brand, track that return of investment on campaigns, on the campaign performance, as well as you optimizing spending through digitalization in a way that you don't have to spend so much? And even if you have spent, how do you then know that, okay, we've made profit,
Or lost.
okay, or yes, these are the people that we've gained, they've built that trust has been built and all of that.
Okay, so one good thing that a lot of these online platforms have is analytics. You get on X, we see it. If you don't have 5 million impressions, you cannot monetize your X. So if you're interested in monetizing your X, you start wanting to create content that resonate with people of X. You get, and I know you've seen so many things, and you're like, on top this X.
Everyone wants to make money.
So there are analytics, and different platforms have their analytics. So it's easy for you to track. Oh, this content had 1 million views, and this one had
5 million impressions,
or it had less. So what was in that content that is not in this content? Now it now goes back to what we talked about, how data helps us make informed decisions. Now you're seeing the analytics, you're seeing all of this. That one is red, this one is green. Okay, we grew from 1,000 followers to 1,100 with this post, but with this post our followers dropped. You get, and you're now able to go back to the drawing board and say, oh, this didn't work. And now what's it called, running paid ads also has its own analytics too. How many people viewed your adverts, how many people made purchases based on your adverts. And if nobody made purchases, or if it wasn't really something tangible, you can say, oh, this advert did not work. But it does not mean that all you spent to create the advert has gone to waste. There's what we call repurposing content. We repurpose content. Okay, so maybe we can cut the videos and rearrange them, in the post-production, and then post again. Maybe we can do it with a different kind of caption, because even your caption is important.
Absolutely.
Your caption also tells a story, also tells your brand story. And so brands should capitalize on every avenue that they have to tell their story, and do it well, tell a good story. So if you've invested so much into creating content, of course you will expect returns. But then again, sometimes the returns may not come as quickly as you expect. Sometimes it takes time. It takes time. It takes people getting used to that content before they can trust your brand. I mean, when Apoko Doctor started, it didn't start the way he is now.
Absolutely.
He started with his phone, and of course there would be people who would have, what was this one?
Yes.
But look at him now. From Apoko Doctor, he now has our doc.
Yeah.
You understand? So, like I said, one way to track, or one of the major ways to track, is through analytics. Is also through what people are saying. Feedbacks, reviews. What are they saying? What is the message that you're trying to pass across? How are they reacting to that message that you're passing across? Are they understanding it, or are they,
it's not relatable to them at all?
Are they dropping? Are you just seeing negative feedbacks.
So we should always work on the feedbacks.
Feedbacks are very important. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, thank you very much. I wish we could, go on, but everything that has a beginning surely has an end. It has been an interactive and educative session, a powerful masterclass, like I would say. So thank you very much, because we called on you and you are here. So this is all we can expound on today's episode of Mind the Gap. It is very important that everything we've discussed here, you maximally use them for your advantage, because if you were to pay for a masterclass, he's a very big man, don't think. Amen, don't worry, that will very, very soon. All right, so do not forget to subscribe to our channel and follow us across all our social media platforms, and remember that your brand needs visibility, and it is all left to you to play the game right. I am Iremofe Kuforola, and you can call me the bankable host till I grace your screen next edition. Bye for now.
Hi people, my name is Mo Fakorede and I am a filmmaker and a film director, and you're watching ConsumerHalla TV. ConsumerHalla TV is everything consumer advocacy, consumer rights, everything that has to do with consumers. On this TV, you'll watch, you'll learn, you'll be educated, and you'll be entertained. Keep watching ConsumerHalla TV.
My name is Olubukola Ozone, a photographer and a social media enthusiast. You're watching ConsumerHalla TV. It's a consumer advocacy TV. If you have a problem, any consumer related problem, just holla at them, just like their name implies, and they're going to get it sorted for you. Keep watching, stay tuned. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, my name is Joba Jalabi. I'm a marketing communications professional. I currently lead marketing at Flash Change, a fintech startup. Keep watching ConsumerHalla TV, a consumer advocacy channel.
Hello, my name is Sharon Rotimi. I'm an actor and I am on ConsumerHalla TV. Now, ConsumerHalla TV is a consumer advocacy channel. So if you have any issues, consumer-related issues with brands and services, you can reach out to them and they'll be sure to handle it or to cater to you. Thank you so much.
Hi guys, my name is Iyebiye Adeton. I'm a film poster designer and illustrator. This is ConsumerHalla TV. It's a consumer advocacy channel. We show content on consumers-based news, entertainment, and all of that. So I urge you guys to stay tuned to ConsumerHalla TV.
My name is Anoluwapo Alao, a sales consultant for Star Times Nigeria. This is a ConsumerHalla TV, where they discuss anything consumer needs and get knowledge about anything about consumer. So keep watching it.
Hi, my name is Adebola Ogushino. I'm a filmmaker and you're watching ConsumerHalla TV. Any consumer related issues, they've got you.
Hi, my name is Stephen Olorunshisi. I'm a strategy and sales professional, currently working with Obey, and you're watching ConsumerHalla TV. This is one of the channels that you don't want to but stay on. Consumer advocacy, brand promotion, everything consumer, what you need to learn for your business to grow. This is a channel where you learn, where you experience entertainment too, but it's good for businesses, for brands, and for an entrepreneur. If you want to know more about businesses, want to know more about brands, please stay watching. Alright, thank you so much, ConsumerHalla TV. Keep watching.
Hello, good day. My name is Tunde Balogun. I'm the lead pastor at the Kingsborough Church in London. And you're watching ConsumerHalla TV, which is a new initiation into the TV industry in Nigeria, the first of its kind in Nigeria. And I know that it's going to bring value and quality into the service industry. ConsumerHalla TV is here to offer value to service industry and to give a voice to consumers, bring awareness to the brand industry, and also bring education to what it is to have quality for what you paid for. I know that through ConsumerHalla TV, you are going to be able to get what you have paid for quality-wise and also give a voice to you in wherever it is that you do. I am here to support and give a shout out to say that keep watching ConsumerHalla TV and we'll have a better quality for value in Nigeria and in the global space. Please continue to watch ConsumerHalla TV because it is here to make things work better for you. It is on this note that I would like to say a big congratulations to the chairman and CEO of ConsumerHalla TV, Pastor Tunde Olufowora, and all the staffs of this great organization. Thank you for what you do. You are making things happen for us, and I pray that God bless you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Toyin Balogun. I'm here to give a shout out to ConsumerHalla TV, #1 platform helping you to shop smart, spend wisely, and live better. Anytime you have any kind of issues with your shopping, or you want to know a very honest review, please contact ConsumerHalla TV. Here to help you, and please join the community where we can all make life easy and better for all of us.
Hey there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more.
Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
ConsumerHalla TV.
ConsumerHalla TV.
ConsumerHalla TV.
At ConsumerHalla TV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at ConsumerHalla TV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrive.
And guess what? Our ConsumerHalla brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and lots more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at ConsumerHalla TV. Follow us on our Facebook page, ConsumerHalla TV, our Instagram page, ConsumerHalla TV, and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free. ConsumerHalla TV. At ConsumerHalla TV, you deserve to be heard. At ConsumerHalla TV, you deserve to be heard. Hello consumers, you have the right to be heard, absolutely. So join us on the conversation, share your brand experience, where you tell us all your experiences about brands on the outer world via our YouTube channel every Wednesday from the hour of 4:20 to 5:20. You can watch us via our YouTube channel, ConsumerHalla TV, and subscription is free. Follow us on all our social media platforms, ConsumerHalla TV. Share your brand experience. It's about storytelling. It's about experiences.
Hello consumers, you're welcome to another exciting episode of Consumer Voice on ConsumerHalla TV. I am Matilda Omenai. As you already know, Consumer Voice is a show where we'll be visiting different places in Lagos to check out people's preferences, hear what the consumers have to say about different leading brands that they make use of.
Hello, it's your boy here, Iremofeko Foworola, and you know what? They call me the AUF General Overseer. Every day is a blessing and it is meant to be enjoyed maximally.
Good afternoon and welcome to the news at 2 on ConsumerHalla TV. I am Kikelomo Ajibola. Lagos State has launched a statewide initiative to identify, document, and formalize informal land assets estimated to be worth about 3 trillion naira. The initiative is aimed at curbing land misuse, unlocking dormant economic value, and significantly boosting internally generated revenue by bringing undocumented land into the formal system. According to a system posted on the state government official X account on Thursday, the exercise will involve extensive mapping, valuation, and integration of land parcels that have remained outside official records for years. Informal land assets refer to lands that are occupied, inherited, and or actively used but lack formal documentation such as certificates of occupation or registered titles, making them legally and economically invisible. Now, a witness in a trial of former Central Bank of Nigeria CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele on Thursday told a federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja that $6.23 million was withdrawn from the CBN's Gariki branch using forged documents. The disclosure was contained in a statement issued by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Thursday, January 29, 2026. According to the witness, the money was allegedly intended for election-related expenses, including payment to election observers, but the withdrawal was processed through fraudulent approvals. According to the statement, Bashiruddin Muhammad Meshanu, an assistant director at CBN and the 11th prosecution witness, told the court that he was approached in January 2023 by an individual named Alhaji Hamid. The federal government has approved the purchase of 2 new communication satellites to boost Nigeria's digital infrastructure and support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's plan to grow the economy to $1 trillion. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Mr. Bosun Tijani, disclosed this on Wednesday in Abuja at a press conference